Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and look at how to seriously supercharge your dev workflow. Look, we've all been there, right? Staring at a blank file, completely dreading the next 15 minutes of typing out standard boilerplate, or, hunting down that one missing semicolon in a component you've literally written 100 times before. It's just the exhausting friction of the daily grind. But if you're looking to completely eliminate that friction and weave advanced AI right into your environment, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're unpacking a highly anticipated setup, getting the massive Grok 4 intelligence engine directly into your OpenCode IDE. We're going to break down the architecture, the interface, and how this exact integration is going to save you hours of time and, let's be real, save your highly valuable mental energy. So, here's our roadmap for today. First up, Grok 4 meets OpenCode. Then, connecting the XAI API. Third, AI-assisted code generation. And finally, leveling up your workflow. It's basically a step-by-step guide from initial setup straight through to running live AI-generated code. Let's get into it. Section 1. Grok 4 meets OpenCode. Now, the real beauty of this setup is the core architecture. Usually AI dev tools feel, well, kind of bolted on, don't they? They're totally separate apps or clunky browser extensions, or they force you to this weird split-screen setup that just eats up your RAM and your patience. But here, you've got a direct, unobstructed pipeline. The core engine, Grok 4 by XAI, is feeding its massive language and reasoning capabilities straight into that sleek, dark-themed OpenCode environment. No middlemen, no awkward third-party wrappers, just a direct flow of info from the AI model straight into your active workspace. It's clean, it's modern, and honestly, it's designed for absolute unbroken developer focus. Moving on to Section 2, connecting the XAI API. So, the XAI API acts as the literal bridge here, and what makes this so incredibly refreshing is the sheer lack of friction. We all know the pain of standard API integrations, right? Navigating those Byzantine developer portals, doing the complex OAuth dance, troubleshooting weird connection timeouts, just to get a simple tool working? We'll scratch that. Instead of juggling all of that, you just grab your Grok 4 API key, hit the standard gear icon to open your OpenCode settings, and plug it right in. It is almost suspiciously easy. And the moment you do, you get this vital visual confirmation, a bright, reassuring green status dot confirming you're connected to Grok 4. That dot is your green light. It means the brain is totally online, authenticated, and ready to assist you right where you type. And this connection unlocks a deeply embedded toolset that instantly feels native to the editor. Instead of some floating, distracting window covering up your code, you get a dedicated command interface. You just type /OpenCodeChat. Boom. Your active agent profile is right there, clearly visible so you always know exactly which model is powering your session. And crucially, down at the very bottom, you've got an integrated /OpenCode run terminal sitting there just waiting for your commands. Everything is contained within one single unified workflow. You don't have to rearrange your screens at all. It literally just supercharges the real estate you're already using. All right, Section 3, AI-assisted code generation. So the big question is, what happens when we actually put this AI coding agent to work? Well, you simply drop your requirement directly into the chat prompt. Look at how beautifully concise this command is. Build a homepage button component. Think about how freeing that is for a second. You don't need to write out some massive multi-paragraph prompt. You don't have to go digging through React's docs for standard syntax or scour forums to see how someone else built a button 3 years ago. You just state exactly what UI element you need in plain English right inside your editor and let the intelligence engine handle the heavy lifting. And immediately, the interface gives you super clear, unambiguous feedback. You get a blue check mark and the text, syncing with Grok 4. I mean, this is top-tier DX, right? Developer experience at its finest. It completely eliminates all that standard guesswork. When you're in the zone and moving fast, there is literally nothing worse than hitting enter and wondering, did the app freeze? Did my Wi-Fi drop? Did the API time out? With this instant visual handshake, you know for sure the request went through, and you know Grok 4 is actively crunching the logic to build your custom component. Then, the payoff is practically instant. Grok 4 spits out a perfectly formatted, ready-to-deploy React component. Look at this. We're talking about an exported function that's correctly named, returning a standard HTML button with a logical CSS class name, proper nesting, and absolutely flawless JSX syntax. It even remembers to wrap the text in a span tag to make styling easier down the line. It's clean, standard code, and honestly, this is a massive trust builder. You aren't getting some messy, convoluted chunk of spaghetti code that takes 5 minutes minutes to debug before you can even use it. You're getting actual production-ready logic delivered straight to your fingertips. Which brings us to section 4, leveling up your workflow. Okay, so here's the final piece of the puzzle, and I gotta say, it's a total game changer. That built-in terminal prompt, OpenCode Run, is active and blinking directly beneath your newly generated code. This is where the magic really happens. You ask for a component, the AI writes it, and you run it. Instantly. No context switching, no constantly alt-tabbing over to a browser to check a preview, no spinning up separate, disconnected command lines. We all know the #1 killer of developer productivity is context switching. Just the sheer mental cost of jumping between windows and completely losing your train of thought. But with this setup, your hands literally never have to leave the keyboard. Your flow state remains completely, beautifully unbroken. This incredible setup completely transforms how you build software from the ground up. By offloading all that repetitive boilerplate, the structural generation, and the annoying minor syntax troubleshooting straight over to Grok 4, you instantly free up your mental bandwidth. You actually get to save your energy for the complex architectural problems and the tricky logic hurdles that, actually require your unique human creativity. Which leaves us with one final, pretty exciting question for you to ponder as you jump back into your editor. With Grok 4 seamlessly embedded directly in your IDE, what bottleneck will you eliminate next?